Hey everyone, my name is Michael, and welcome to the沙耶の唄video. Before I begin, I wanted to give a very serious disclaimer that this episode does contain a depiction of sexual assault against one of the characters. Yeah, I think a lot of people who watch these videos have played沙耶の唄before, so they probably know what scene I'm talking about, and yeah, the scene definitely took me by surprise. And for viewers that are very sensitive to these subject matters, I highly recommend skipping this episode. There may be a description in the next video regarding the things that you miss if you choose to skip this video. However, I thought to give this disclaimer at the very beginning of the video for those who do not want to see such a scene depicted in this game. Yes, the scene has been censored in the Steam edition, but I'm choosing to further censor it for this YouTube upload, as the scene is very disgusting. Like, it's, a really important scene towards the storyline of沙耶の唄, as well as taking a view into the disturbing world that we find ourselves within in the game, as well as like the depravity of people whenever they go through a similar situation to Fuminori and how they take to it. So the scene is something that should not be removed from the game. However, I am choosing to censor some of the visuals and rewriting the text myself. It's an important scene to the game, mainly because it shows the depravity of humans in a similar situation. However, the way that is depicted, I felt like was too extreme for what I can show here on YouTube. Without further ado, let's go ahead and play this episode of沙耶の唄. Hello everyone, my name is Michael, and welcome back to沙耶の唄. Now, before I begin this video, I want to talk about an insight that I received in the previous episode that may bring some more light to regarding, Saya's form. Because throughout the previous video, I was making comments about how Saya chose to form a little girl and how weird that was. However, according to 1993 Espada, it serves some point in the story that Saya has that form. It shows the desperation of Fuminori for some sort of normalcy in his life, as almost everything other than Saya feels, smells, or tastes horrendous for him. So he overlooks and accepts the immorality just to keep some form of normalcy. So they don't think that Saya is actually showing him the form of a young girl. It is just that he sees her as one. So rather than perceiving Saya taking the form that she does in the game as purposeful, it could be the fact that she has no control on the way that she is perceived by others. Now, to most people in the story, from what we've seen from Omi, yeah, I almost forgot Omi's name for a second. But yeah, from what we see of Omi, she has the appearance of a horrific flesh monster. It's heavily implied that's how Omi sees her. And through what we see in the Ogai residence, she's leaving behind these weird slimy elements. I'm just going to say slimy elements. That's a really weird definition that I'm giving them, but this beginning of the video is a little bit improvised, so I'm just saying whatever comes to my head. But yeah, she leaves behind slimy elements throughout the Ogai residence. Meaning that, maybe throughout Fuminori's house as well, she's leaving behind slimy elements. However, Fuminori is not seeing this. He sees her as a little normal girl, just to get that normalcy that he wants in the world of hell that he perceives. Now, one thing before I begin this Let's Play. Fuminori, what does this say about you? What does this say about your definition of normality? You perceive the only human that you are able to perceive as a little girl. I'm not going to elaborate further, but dude, you're kind of sus, man. You're kind of sus, Fuminori. But before we go deep into the judgment, let's go ahead and load back into the game. And we seem to be beginning off with Suzumi Yosuke. 2 o'clock for Suzumi Yosuke. This is the most fulfilling time of the day. After seeing his wife and daughter off, taking care of the morning chores, and eating a leisurely lunch, it's finally time to sit down at his easel. He's not a particularly popular painter, and he would only hold an expedition if he were hurting for money. However, the design work he does on the side ensures that there's always enough to support his lifestyle. Alongside the salary his wife earns working for a magazine, they're able to pay their mortgage, send their daughter to school, and still have plenty left over. Yosuke's life is perfect, leisurely and absent of want. He loves his house, considering it the symbol of his success. When he mows the lawn, polishes the windows and floors, and cleans the kitchen, toilet, and bath, He feels the same joy as he does when watching his own body. That's all going to come to a close today, I think. I think everything in his peaceful lifestyle is about to end. Like, something bad's about to happen to him. I think Saya's going to eat him. Just as he knows the lengths of his fingernails and the time since his last meal, he also knows everything about his home's condition, the status of every door, the freshness of every flower, the amount of ice in the ice tray, every last detail. This is his pride, and when he sits in his studio, smelling turpentine and knowing that each element of his house is in perfect order, he feels the ultimate satisfaction. While trying to find the right combination of paints on his palette, he suddenly feels thirsty, but soon remembers that there isn't much orange juice left in the refrigerator. Hey, I'm drinking orange Gatorade right now to cleanse my throat whenever I get dry from reading. In fact, it's about time to stock up on bath additive and powder soap. He could probably get everything at the supermarket when he goes to shop for dinner, but it will probably be quite heavy. Nice hallway. There we go. Now then, where should I leave off to go shopping? As he ponders this dilemma, he heads downstairs to the kitchen. Just then, a breath of air tickles the back of his neck, bringing him to a halt in the middle of the hallway. Saya. Oh no, Saya's here. A breeze. Impossible. Every window in the house is closed. Yosuke shut them himself during his morning cleaning. Yosuke enters the living room, searching for the source of the breeze. Something stinks. No, Saya's here. It's the same pungent smell of fetid swampland that emanates from the Sakisaka house. The window facing the yard next door is open, its curtains billowing loosely in the gentle breeze. There's a hole in the glass next to the lock. It looks strange, like it was melted by some chemical instead of broken. Someone must have reached through the hole to unlock the window. Yosuke stands paralyzed, his heart pounding with anger and fear. He listens carefully, but hears nothing. Perhaps the intruder has already finished his business and left. But a burglar wouldn't have left the room untouched, would he? Maybe he heard Yosuke coming and hit somewhere nearby. Yosuke realizes that his still wet palette knife is in his right hand. He must have forgotten to put it aside before going downstairs. He stares numbly at the knife for a moment, then decides that it's not enough protection. Instead, he grabs the ashtray sitting on top of the table, made of thick, solid glass. It is big and heavy enough to serve as a weapon. The home that he thought of as part of himself now seems utterly alien. Keenly aware of the thumping of his heart, Yosuke looks around the living room and sees little that could be used as a hiding place. The intruder must have gone either to the guest room or through the dining room to the kitchen. The kitchen is close to the stairs. If there had been movement, Yosuke would have noticed it when he came down, which means that the guest room is the most likely place. He shovels over to the guest room and prepares to slide it open. But what is that stench? Could the breeze alone carry something so foul? It's as if the odor is coming from inside the room. He readies his ashtray and throws open the door. The straw-matted, Japanese-style room is empty. There is a closet, but no one can fit in there. So the intruder already left. Yosuke relaxes, the exhaustion of sudden relief coming over him. And that is when something seizes his ankle. Fuck, he's dead. He is so dead. Oh, man. You know, I kind of have to feel bad for him, though. Like, literally, he was just enjoying his day. And then Saya's like, you know what? I'm hungry. And just, like, grabs him. The instant he freezes in shock, his leg is yoinked out from under him, sending him crashing to the floor. Stars explode behind his eyes as his head smacks against the door rail. The hand, if it could even be called that, wrapped around Yosuke's ankle, extends all the way back to beneath the living room sofa. Oh fuck, is she under the sofa? There are barely 5 centimeters between the sofa and the floor. Whatever is hiding there, it can't possibly be human. Before the screaming Yosuke can regain his footing, countless hand-like appendages seize his arms and legs, rendering him helpless. Is it like a tentacle monster? Is Saya a tentacle monster? That is such a calming voice, Saya. As the hideous voice burbles in his ear, something cold and soft crawls atop him. Yosuke can't even scream. His terror is so great. I totally believe you. Then, tube-like appendages penetrate his ears and nose, wriggling deep into his skull. What the? Oh my god, that's a brutal way to go. Holy shit, that's a brutal way to go. Right before the sensation drives him mad, Yosuke loses consciousness. Well, he just got murdered. And now Koji and Yo are visiting Fuminori's doctor. Koji says, his humble bow concealing his surprise at the doctor's youth. Even without her light makeup, she wouldn't look a day over 30. She must be quite talented to be a leading neurosurgeon at such a young age.
いいのよ。あなたたちみたいな人が来てくれたのは私としてもありがたいところだし。
Oh man, I forgot the doctor's name again. We're probably about to see it. Her friendly smile has none of the coldness one might expect from her sharp, refined beauty.
はじめまして。崎坂文則くんの主治医の田んぼです。
Okay, so she is Dr. Tanbo, Shushin Tanbo.
文則の友人で殿浩二と言います。彼女は筑波陽。
Yo gives a quick bow, her expression apologetic. When they arrive at the T University Medical Center and ask to see Fuminori's doctor, Koji and Yo have been prepared for a rejection. They hadn't expected the ease with which their request was granted. Well, they are medical students, aren't they?
崎坂くんの件について話が聞きたいっていうことだけど、それは私の方でも同じでね。
They're also friends with problematic patients, so I think, you know, they might have more credit than just being medical students.
はあ。
彼、一昨日の診察に来てくれなかったのよ。留守電に入れた伝言にも返事がないし。
2 days ago, the same day Fuminori was searching that abandoned house, Koji frowns, wondering what was important enough for him to blow off his appointment.
彼、学校ではどんな様子？
どうもこうも、もうめちゃくちゃです。
Seeing Yo's shoulders jerk out of the corner of his eye, Koji regrets not choosing his words more carefully.
事故の前とまるで人が違ったみたいに見えます。僕たちもいろいろとどうしていいかわからなくて、それで今日は先生の話を伺えたらと。
あなたたちも医大生？
She asks out of nowhere. Oh, so they don't even know they're medical students.
え、はい。
彼のカルテ見てみたいと思う。
Ooh, let's take a look.
見せてくれるんですか、そんなもの。
Koji replies, incredulous. Dr. Tanbo regards
そう
him
思った
silently
人
for a
がいるみ
moment.
たいなのよ。それも病院には無断でね。
Dr. Tanbo regards him silently for a moment, then sighs and says,
一昨日の晩、この病院に誰かが押し入ってね。保管庫から崎坂くんのカルテを盗んでいったの。
Yep, because Saya took it.
本当ですか？
She stares hard at the astonished students, then shakes her head with a tired smile.
まあ、あなたたちは無関係そうね。ちょっと安心したわ。
Maybe that's part of the reason why they let them in, because they were suspicious of the 2 medical students who could have stolen his charts, because his charts did go missing.
当たり前です。
You know, that was actually a really good play on Tombo's part, actually.
でも、 犯人は咲坂君の容体に興味があるか、それとも彼の治療記録を消したかったのか。いずれにせよ彼に関わりのある人間としか思えないわ。
はあ。
An ominous thought flashes through Koji's mind. It couldn't have been Fuminori himself, could it? Koji looks at Dr. Tanbo and finds her staring right back at him, her expression grave. He realizes that she must be harboring the same suspicion.
あなたには他に心当たりはない？咲坂君の知り合いでそういうことをやりかねないような人。
Well, would there be anyone else in Fuminori's life that would, try to go after his charts? Because he pretty much pushed away everyone, and from what we already know about him, he already had a small group of people around him already, even before the accident, since he had his parents around him, as well as Yo, Omi, and Koji. So Fuminori didn't really have a big social network even prior to the accident, unless you count Yosuke and his family. Perhaps Dr. Tanbo didn't have anyone in mind when she asked, but Koji's thoughts immediately fly to that eerie house to which Fuminori led him. Oh. Koji could think Ogai is involved.
知り合いだか何なのか自分にもよくわからないんですが、多分医者か医学関係の人で、オーガイっていう。
Koji stops speaking as he sees the dramatic change that comes across Dr. Tambo's expression.
ご存知なんですか？
咲坂君がその男といつどうやって知り合ったのかわかる？
いえ、こっちが知りたいぐらいです。先生、一体何者なんですか？あのオーガイっていう人は。
After remaining silent for some time, Dr. Tambo loses a heavy sigh.
いいわ。その気になれば簡単に調べがつくことだし。大貝正彦はうちの大学にいた教授よ。いろいろと不祥事があって半年以上前に免職になったけど。
不祥事って一体何を？
そこから先は部外者に話せることじゃないわ。どのみち咲坂君には何の関係もないことよ。
Man. Wait, so 6 months ago, Dr. Ogai was in the hospital. That was around the time Fuminori's accident, was it not? Like 6 months ago? Or was it 3 months ago? Oh man, I'm trying to remember because there could be a connection between Ogai and Fuminori's surgery that led to Fuminori to have his condition. However, if he was not in the hospital wherein Fuminori came in after the accident, then that could only mean that there could be something else going on with Dr. Ogai. Koji has no arguments with which to answer Dr. Tambo's flat rejection. However, he can't shake the feeling that this Ogai person is the key to unraveling the mystery surrounding Fuminori. Because I think it is 6 months ago when Fuminori first came in after the accident, but man, I don't know where I'm getting 3 months ago from. I don't know where I'm getting the 3 month date from. I think it was 6 months, and Dr. Ogai was probably involved with the surgery. Sometimes I feel like I have short-term memory.
先生、もしかしたら咲坂文則は刑事事件に関わっているかもしれないんです。
He says, making up his mind. At the sudden declaration, both Yo and Dr. Tanbo raise their eyebrows.
どういうこと？
彼を訪ねていったっきり行方不明になってしまった人間がいます。もちろん文則は否定していますが。
それって大見ちゃんのこと？
Koji is unable to bear the shock in Yo's voice.
すまん、つくば。君には言えなかった。
Dr. Tanbo is frowning, her expression even more serious than before.
そのオーガイという人物が今文則の関心の焦点になっているらしいんです。彼が何者で文則が彼の何について探っているのか、それが分かれば少しは事情が見えてくるかもしれません。
Shouldn't you get the police involved?
お願いです、先生。教えてください。この病院で一体何があったんですか？
I mean, okay, I kind of see why they won't get the police involved with this situation. And my apologies if my next comment is going to be a little bit controversial, but knowing a little bit about true crime in Japan, the police seem to be very dismissive of, whenever there's an incident of true crime, especially with crimes revolving around women. I know that this comment was going to be slightly controversial when I said it, but I had to lay it bare because there's not been a great history with, murders and disappearances involving women in Japan and the Japanese police, getting on it to solve the murder. I don't have any examples that come immediately to mind. I mean, there is that one incident with Joji Obara. Like, my guy, like, he should have been arrested a lot earlier if you know about the Joji Obara case. I guess I'm going to give you all a brief about who Joji Obara is in case someone does not know. But, God, Joji Obara's crimes are pretty horrific, so I'm not going to go too much into detail with him. However, Joji Obara is a really messed up person. Like, he's super messed up, and he should have been arrested a lot earlier, at least knowing my knowledge of the case of Joji Obara. So let's go ahead and open up his Wikipedia page, and let me go ahead and describe who the fuck Joji Obara is. Joji Obara, born Kim Sung-jong, was basically born in 1952, is a Korean-Japanese serial rapist who raped between 150 and 400 women between 1992 and 2000. He had a predilection for white women. Obara was charged with drugging, raping, and killing an English woman, Lucy Blackman, the rape and manslaughter of an Australian woman, Clarissa Ridgway, and the rape of 8 other women. In 2007, Obara was sentenced to life imprisonment on multiple rape charges and manslaughter, but was acquitted in the Blackman case for lack of direct evidence, for which I feel like the Japanese police really fucked up the evidence in the Blackman case. In December 2008, the Tokyo High Court found Obara guilty on the count of abduction, dismemberment, and disposal of Blackman's body. Blackman's death, as well as Obara's trial, received extensive press coverage internationally, especially in the United Kingdom. Yeah, I won't go too... Sorry for hitting the microphone right there. But yeah, I won't go into too much detail regarding Joji Obara since it's really off topic for this video. But yeah, my personal opinion regarding that case is... I think the Japanese police should have done more for, looking into the murder of Lucy Blackman. Yeah, if you want to learn more about it, like, there's definitely a lot of great YouTube videos regarding the Lucy Blackman case, as well as Tokyo Vice is a really great book and audiobook. I will not say the TV show covers this case, but the journalist behind the Tokyo Vice story, Jake Adelstein, was one of the people that did look into the Lucy Blackman case. So I do recommend looking into the Tokyo Vice book and or audiobook if you don't have enough time to read the full book yourselves, as he does give some pretty good insight regarding the Lucy Blackman case. Now, some of his information about the Yakuza, some people have said was a bit exaggerated regarding his coverage of the Yakuza, but I'm not here to talk about the accuracy of Adelstein's claims. He did do great coverage of the Blackman case, however, that's one thing I will go ahead and let you all know. But yeah, Joji Obara, very fucked up, and I kind of see why Koji would now immediately go to the police to investigate Fuminori regarding Omi's disappearance. Dr. Tanbo hesitates for some time, refusing to make eye contact, but she finally shakes her head.
ごめんなさい。こればかりは私の一存で話せる事柄じゃないの。
Are we about to have Koji do some investigation in the hospital regarding Dr. Ogai?
先生。
でも少しだけ待って。私は私なりにいろいろと調べてみる。放っておける状況じゃないのはよく理解できたから。
お願いします。
Koji is out of options. All that's left is to trust this young doctor. It's frustrating, but a friend's rights only go so far.
お互い携帯の番号を交換しておきましょう。何か分かったら連絡するわ。あなたたちも何か新しい動きがあったらすぐに私に教えて。
ええ、わかりました。
Okay, so Tanbo and Koji are now going to be investigating more into Fuminori regarding the disappearance of Omi. Okay. I mean, I don't like how secretive Tanbo is being right now in, talking about Dr. Ogai, but that makes a lot of sense, though, because she is being professional, and as a doctor, she has to, uphold the image of her hospital. So I understand her secrecy. It's just kind of annoying, though. What happened to me? Oh no, are we getting this scene where he's being eaten? Oh no, is he gonna be eaten alive? Oh, that's fucked up. Oh, that is so fucked up. No. Are we gonna witness Yosuke being eaten alive? Yosuke's awareness returns slowly, as though rising from a bog. He's cold. No, hot. Something itches, like tepid tongues, and cold slugs crawling over his skin. Is he turning into the slime? What the hell is going on? Timidly, he opens his eyes. No. Wait. Oh my god. No fucking way. No way. Is he now within Saya's perception of the world? Like, is he now going to perceive everything in the world as flesh like Fuminori, except for Saya? Oh, what is she up to? Is she spreading the illness? Is she just spreading herself across others? Like, this game is an Eldritch horror game, so she may be spreading her influence. She's a mass. Like, she's a mass that's constantly spreading. And in order to survive, she needs more people to be affected by this illness, I think. Oh, man, I went to right into theory mode right here with this one frame of Yosuke's perception of the world. Oh, man. I wonder, though, if this is what Omi saw before she got eaten. Or is Yosuke even being eaten? Okay, let's just read more. Let's figure out what's going on here. Holy shit. It's everywhere. The thing that attacked him in the living room. It's everywhere. Terror shatters Yosuke's sanity. He throws off the thing lying atop of him, but his wild flailing sends him crashing to the floor. But is it really the floor? The long, wriggling fibers of what should be the carpet are winding themselves around his fingers. The floor is made of worms. He tears his limbs free of the worms and tries to stand, but loses his balance and tumbles to the floor again. The worms immediately swarm over his body. Where am I? Where did that thing take me? Yosuke crawls across the worm-ridden floor toward the only exit from the pulsating room. When he gets outside, however, all he can see is blood, bile, and rotten meat. There is no place to run. Most terrifying of all, this hellish place has the same layout as Yosuke's house. In a half-mad daze, he wanders through the nightmarish mockery of his home. In the small room where his studio should be, he finds an easel made of bones displaying a blood-soaked canvas. It's like some cruel joke. Everything is exactly where it would be in Yosuke's studio. Howling, Yosuke lashes out against everything within reach. Man, I kind of feel bad for him, though. Like, literally, all we knew of him prior is he was upset regarding the smell and the dilapidated look of Fuminori's house. Like, is it his business? Probably not. But he doesn't deserve this. Sorry for the peaking microphone right there. I need to turn down my volume a little bit. But yeah, he does not deserve this shit. What the fuck, Saya? I mean, she is trying to spread her influence, and she is a lawless, immoral, eldritch being. Or she's probably not immoral. She probably does not hold the same values as us humans, so it makes sense for her to do something like this, but this is kind of messed up, girl. What the fuck? The easel of bone shatters, driving splinters into his fist. He feels the pain, but does not wake up from the nightmare. If this isn't a dream, then what is it? When his strength gives out, Yosuke falls to his knees, sobbing. For the first time in his life, he prays. Oop. Is there something wrong with my mic? Okay, no. Okay, it was just, OBS was just frozen for a second. The sound of the door opening and closing grates his ears. No. Downstairs? The front door? Is someone else here? Yosuke trembles at the blood-curdling sound. It's that thing again. The monster has returned. Oh no, it's his wife and daughter. Jesus Christ! The audio here is so fucked up! Yosuke hears the sound of something slimy sloshing his way up the stairs. Even as he cowers in terror, he slides his trembling hand across the floor and grabs one of the bones from the broken easel. The tip of the bone is nice and sharp. If he holds it in both hands and puts his weight behind it, he might be able to use it to defend himself. Oh, that's fucked up. The monster's growls are getting closer. Holding his breath, Yosuke presses his back against the wall next to the door. The pounding of his heart is like thunder in his ears, so loud that he fears the creature might hear it. He knows it will eat him if it finds him again, but it's all he can do to keep from crying. At last, the door creaks open. Oh no, he's gonna kill them, isn't he? He's gonna like kill them or freak out. He's either gonna kill them or freak out. He is holding one of the bones, which makes me feel like he's gonna attack. Yosuke leaps on the creature as it enters, fear turning his roar into a high-pitched scream. The flesh piece is covered in sludge and vile juices, but before horror can paralyze him, Yosuke brings his bone stick stabbing down. Oh, no! The monster screams as the stake pierces his chest and punches through the other side. It falls back, writhing in agony. The sight of its pain sets Yosuke's blood on fire. I can win! I can kill it! If I finish it off before it enters my head again, I'm safe! Yosuke grabs the bone and twists with all his might. The monster convulses and gurgles. Its trembling tentacles reaches up as though begging for help. Yosuke knocks it to the floor, then brings his heel crashing down on its flopping body again and again. With each stomp, it groans and spasms grow weaker. When the monster at last stops twitching, Yosuke, panting hard, tears the stake from his corpse and rises to his feet. Something squeals. Yosuke turns around to see another monster. See another small monster peeing out at him from the stair landing. Let's do this. There's no one left. His desperate, rage-filled attack both exhilarated him and gave him a taste for violence. This one will be easier. It's smaller and weaker. Grinning maniacally, Yosuke raises the stake and moves towards the second creature. The monster flees, screaming down the stairs. Not about to let his prey escape, Yosuke roars and gives chase. The thought about killing the monsters might end this nightmare feeds his savage bloodlust. When the monster trips and falls in the dining room, Yosuke leaps on top of it and brings the stake crashing down. His bloodlust unsatiated, he pulls it free and drives it again into the monster's flesh. Once, twice, 3 times, and more, until there is nothing left but shredded, pulverized meat. Eventually, the only sound in the house is Yosuke's heavy breathing. He has slain 2 monsters, but the nightmare shows no sign of ending. Yosuke staggers to the front door and goes outside. Fuck. The sky, the city, everything has gone mad. Twisted shapes, nauseating colors, stinking air. There is no escape, no end to the nightmare. The last remnant of Yosuke's sanity vanishes like dust in the wind.
Konnichiwa, Oji-san.
Let's see how he reacts to Saya. Yosuke turns to the sound of the girl's voice. She looks so happy to see him. She actually kind of looks happy to see him. What the fuck? She is standing in front of the house next door. wearing a spotless one piece over her pure white skin. In the midst of this filth-ridden world, she alone glows with beauty.
おじさんには私がどう見える？
She's experimenting with her powers, I think. Oh, she's experimenting, I think. So that's why she did that to Yosuke. How do I look to you, mister? Okay, that does give the implication that she is experimenting.
ああ、とっても可愛いよ。
That's a weird first response. Yosuke feels a sudden... No. No. No, there's no way. Okay. Fuminori, no matter how fucked up I think you are right now, you need to go back to Saya right now. You need to go to Saya right now. Yosuke feels a sudden black lust rise within him. You need to go to Saya right now.
本当？じゃあ実験は成功かも。
Oh no. Yosuke walks up to the strangely jubilant girl and brushes his hand against her long, smooth hair. Fuminori, you need to get there. You need to get to Saya.
こんな可愛らしい女の子はこの世界には君一人しかいないんだろうね。
おじさん？
She looks up at the man towering over her, perhaps disturbed by his hungry stare. Oh no. Fuminori, you need to get to Saya.
お嬢ちゃん、おじさんと遊んでくれるかい？
Oh god. You know my comment about feeling bad for Yosuke earlier? I might have to take that back. Like, yes, he did lose his mind, but to see the first normal human around him, this is his first response? This is his first response to seeing the first normal human? I'm sorry, but that says a lot about Yosuke even before this happened to him.
いいけど、何するの？
A grin parts Yosuke's lips, and he replies,
そりゃあもうおじさんが楽しめそうなこと全部さ。
With that, he grabs the girl's collar and tears the front of her dress wide open. Shock and fear twist the lovely girl's delicate features, simulating Yosuke's sadism. Then, even after killing those two monsters, the ember of violence still smolder in his heart, and now they have new fuel to burn.
いい顔だよ、お嬢ちゃん。おじさんにもっと可愛らしい顔をして見せてくれないかい？
The terrified girl flees into the Sakisaka house. Yosuke runs after her, feeling the joy of the hunt.
いや、来ないで！
Fuminori, you need to get there. You need to get back for Saya. Oh my god. Even in desperation, she has no hope of outrunning his longer stride. Yosuke charges down the hallway and catches up to her in the kitchen. He grabs her from behind and wrestles her to the floor before she can resist.
話して！そんな、どうしてなの？
Yeah. I know it's all obscure, but this is not. I'm obscuring it even more. Like, in the final render of this video, I'm obscuring this even more.
だから言っただろう。お嬢ちゃんが可愛らしすぎるからだって。
I'll be putting the text over this scene myself. Yeah, but I'm not showing this. Enjoying the sensation of her thin arms. Yeah, feel free to click out this video if this scene is making you feel uncomfortable. This scene is, yeah, very bad.
やだ、こんなの嫌、やめて。
Yeah. He's fucked up. Oh my fucking god. What the? Oh my god. Oh my god. Ugh. Like, he's disgusting. Like, I know the world changed around him, like, all of his perception of the world changed, but this is his first response to seeing the first normal human in the world of flesh. Like, yes, he has a lust for violence after killing 2 flesh monsters, well, what he perceives to be the flesh monsters, but, you know, that was his wife and child. And when he sees the first normal human, this is his response. He's also seeing her as a little girl, I think. Oh my god. Oh. Like, what you did to Yosuke was fucked up, Saya. You do not deserve this. You do not deserve what is happening to you right now. This nightmare has violated him. But now he's about to visit the same torment on this innocent girl. Where he was the victim, he is now the victimizer. The release he feels is intoxicating. There was no audible voice line right here. I think the game cut it. Yeah, they're cutting the voices right here. Like, I did not edit them out. Okay, that was the sliding door. You know what you must do, Fuminori. You know what? I'm gonna see Fuminori kill this guy. I want to see Fuminori kill this fucker. Like, Fuminori himself may be fucked up, but he's gonna... let's see him kill this fucker! As always, the sights of the city grate on my nerves. However, today, I don't feel as much hatred as I usually do. I've grown more accustomed to my condition, but that is not the reason for today's high spirits. My search of the Ogai house has finally borne fruit. When I pulled all the drawers out of the desk in the study, I found an envelope stuck between the desk and the wall. It must have fallen off the back of the writing tray. Inside, there were 3 outdoor photographs. I couldn't recognize the scenery due to my condition, but I'm pretty sure that they show 3 buildings. Scrawled on the back of each photo was an address: Nagano Prefecture, M Village, Tochigi Prefecture, S Town, Shizuoka Prefecture, H Town. None of these names is familiar, so they must be way out in the countryside. I recognize Nagano and Shizuoka. I don't know too much about the Tokichi Prefecture, though. Tokichi Prefecture. Where is the Tokichi Prefecture? Let me have this, viewers. After that scene, I need a small, like, distraction. That, oh my god. Holy shit. Okay. Like, after last time, I knew this game was gonna have, like, you know, disturbing scenes, like the one we had last time, but that was disgusting. That was disgusting. Oh my god. Yeah, I need a small distraction. Tokiji. Oh, that's a beautiful bridge. Oh my god. Oh my god! This is beautiful! Holy shit, where is Tokiji? Okay, so it's slightly above Tokyo. Okay, it's slightly above Tokyo. Interesting. Okay. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna look more into this afterwards. Okay, this place looks beautiful from the pictures. Hold on. Oh my god. That is beautiful. Is that a real photo? Okay, it looks real because there's other photos, especially from the Visit Tokiji website. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh my god. Oh my god, that is beautiful. Alright, let's actually get back to the gameplay. That is beautiful, though. Tochigi is beautiful. Can we go to Tochigi? Like, can you bring Saya to Tochigi? Maybe stop doing weird things to her. Like, stop doing, you know, disgusting things to her, Fuminori, and just go to Tochigi. Oh, wait, he will just see it as flesh, though. Yeah, he will just see Tochigi as flesh. The photos are all dated more than 10 years ago. I don't know why they were taken or what they mean, but maybe Saya will be able to make some sense of them. In any case, this is something that even Saya missed while she was living in that house. I wonder how she'll react when I show her what I found. Saya. I want so badly to see her. The thought of her waiting for me speeds my footsteps. When I step through the gate, I see that the front door is wide open again. This is the second time this has happened. Upon entering the house this time, however, the sound of Saya crying chills my blood. It's not just her. I hear a low, what, grunting. Oh, wait, does he still not perceive Yosuke? There's no time to take off my shoes. I race down the hallway, propelled by a terrifying premonition. A monster is in my house, and is attacking Saya. The filth oozing from his body spreads across her skin as it moves with animal ferocity. She looks at me with tear-filled eyes and calls my name in a weak, breathless voice.
Fuminori, 助けて.
Rage erupts inside me like black lava. The monster starts scorching itself on Saya's body and turns his head to look at me, surprised by my own composure. I slip past it and grab the meat cleaver sitting next to the sink. Fucking wreck him! Wreck him, Fuminori! Without a moment's hesitation, I slash at the monster's face. It screams and staggers away from Saya. My attack must have blinded it, because it flares its tentacles wildly as it tries to drive me away. My bloodlust still unsated, I calmly seize one of the appendages and plunge my weapon twice more into his quivering flesh. The blade enters his body with fascinating ease. Each strike sprays my face with blood. As I carve the monster to pieces and savor its hideous screams, my mind is finally consumed by rage. No mercy. I'll see this monster suffer what it's done to Saya. I gave myself to fury, howling at the top of my lungs as I slash and slash and slash and slash. Even after the beast stops moving, I keep slashing until I realize that it can no longer feel pain. Cursing myself for killing it so quickly, I stabbed the cleaver into the floor, snapping it in half. When my thoughts finally began to regain some cohesion, I find myself still digging the broken knife into the floor. The monster is gone, but pieces of it are scattered everywhere. I stop cutting into the tile, and in the silence, I hear Saya's faint sobs coming from a corner in the kitchen. Poor girl.
Saya.
I pull the cowering Saya into my arms. She stiffens in fear at first, but as soon as she realizes that it's me, she clings to my body and cries.
Fuminori, Fuminori, 怖かった。怖かったよ。
Fuminori's face cleaned off. I don't know what to say. I can only keep holding her. This should have never happened to Saya. Everything in this twisted world is to blame. Yes, including myself. I couldn't protect her. If I'd been here, then maybe I could have prevented this.
ごめんなさい。ごめんなさい。
She says again and again, in a voice choked with tears. Not wanting to hear that from her, I pull her head into my chest.
さやは何も悪くない。さやのせいじゃない。
There was no way she would have known that could have happened. Like, she should not have been experimenting with people, but there was no way she could have known that would have happened. I tried to reassure her, but she shakes her head vigorously in denial.
違うの。私がやったの。
But there was no way you would have known that could have happened. I don't understand. What is she saying?
君がやったって何を？
私、この人の頭の中を文則と同じ状態にして、文則が感じるのと同じように世界が見えるようにしたの。
She answers, glancing at the dismembered monster with her swollen eyes. It takes me some time to understand the meaning of Saya's words.
それは一体どうやって？
Finally regaining her composure, Saya responds to my confusion in a low voice.
私にはそういうことができるの。他の生き物の体を組み替えたり調整したり、私に生まれつき備わってる能力なの。どこをどういじればいいのかはその生き物によってまちまちだから、ちゃんと勉強してからでないとダメだけど、文則の脳に何があったのか私は下調べして分かってたから。だから同じことができるかどうか他の人で実験してみたの。
なんでそんなことを？
そうすればみんな文則みたいに私に優しくしてくれるようになるかと思って。
My heart aches at the loneliness in her voice as she confesses her sorrowful wish.
それなのにこの人は全然優しくなんかなかった。さやのことをいじめたいって壊したいって言ってあんな。
She starts crying into my chest again. Unable to say more, I gently rub her back while trying to get my jumbled thoughts together. What is Saya? That she can do such a thing? The answer is beyond me. However, there is one thing that I can answer, here and now. Saya is mistaken.
僕がさやに優しいのは僕が事故に遭ったからだって、そう君は思ったんだね。
She nods sadly. I smile and shake my head.
違うよ。それはただの始まりでしかない。そんな簡単なことじゃないんだよ。僕とさやが出会って、それから二人で過ごした時間のその一日一日の積み重ねが今の僕らの関係を作ってるんだ。わかるかい？
文則。
あの日から今日までさやと一緒にいた僕だから、さやに優しくして大切にしてあげたいって、そう思う僕になった。そう思われるさやになったんだ。これって大変なことだろう。
Saya is still crying, but now her tears feel warm against my chest.
分かってる。さっきやっと分かった。
Her smile shines through her tears.
さやには文則しかいないんだって。文則みたいな人はもう他に誰もいないんだって。
Now more than ever before, I feel the depth of the bond between us. And I'm sure that Saya does feel it too. I wrap my arms tightly around her and seal her lips with mine. Saya responds, winding her arms around my neck as our tongues desperately seek each other's warmth. Don't agree with the kiss right here, but also at the same time, like, yeah, I feel really bad for Saya. Like, at this moment, Saya is my whole world, and I am hers. The earth turns for us alone. Like, yeah, no, she is in, this form, and Fuminori perceives her in this form, and, yeah, like, I have very complicated feelings. Like, Fuminori, is definitely comforting her, and, Saya is at no fault for what happened there. Like, she yes, was in the wrong for messing with Yosuke's mind, but what Yosuke did in response, that's just not acceptable. And if that was his first response in this situation, that just says a lot about him. Of course, I still haven't told her something very important. I don't know why I've never said it before. Perhaps it was because it was always so obvious. However, I should put it into words at least once. This oath of mine.
さや、僕は君のことが。
待って。
She stops me with a finger against my lips.
その前に、みのり、一つだけ確かめさせて。
僕の望み。
Saya nods, staring into my eyes with unusual solemnity.
さっきも言ったけど、私には私にしかできない方法で生き物の体に干渉できる。人間の脳をいじる方法もこれでちゃんと確認が取れたわ。だから。
Saya pauses and takes a deep breath before continuing.
今ならあなたの頭を元の状態に戻すこともできるの。
なんだって。
Until now, that hasn't even been in the realm of possibility.
その人にやったのと逆のことを文則にしてあげればいいだけ。とっても簡単なことよ。
I replay Saya's words in my head to be sure of their meaning.
だから文則、教えて。あなたが昔の暮らしに戻りたいかどうか、あの事故で失ったものを取り戻したいのかどうか。
I'm feeling sudden tinges of hunger right now. Like I'm actually getting hungry for lunch, but I'm gonna finish off the scene. Oh shit. Oh shit. We have a decision here. Oh shit. Okay. I might save this decision for next time, actually. Hold on. Can I get to the save load? Open save load menu. Hold on. There we go. Let's save this right here and make our decision to be in next video for沙耶の唄. Since, we're getting close to our hour limit today, so I'm gonna go ahead and end the video off right here. But, to end off this video with a very serious note, I said this many times throughout the video, but Saya did not deserve, what happened to her in this video. Like, that... What Yosuke did was unacceptable. It's just unacceptable. Like, the world changed in Yosuke's perception, and he started killing monsters believing that the world will change after he killed them, but when nothing changed, he, had the bloodlust. He had the bloodlust after killing those monsters in the world that's gone mad for him. But upon seeing the first normal human being, his first response was doing one of the worst crimes a human can do to another being. So, yeah. That was horrible of him to do to her, and I feel bad for Saya. So, thank you everybody for watching today's video. I'm going to be saving this decision for next time, between whether or not we want Fuminori to go back to his normal life, or if he, doesn't want anything to change. I'm going to think on this decision, because I'm probably going to go through both routes of the game to see what happens. But yes, for the next video, I'm going to make a decision at the path that we're going to go on for the first time, just to see what happens with one of those paths, and then, see the other option. But, yes, thank you everybody for watching today's video, and, I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Okay.